My stepdad always locked the basement. Now I know why. When I was 15, my mom married a man named Roy. He seemed normal at first. Quiet, overly polite, always wearing those oversized flannel shirts and speaking in this slow, rehearsed tone. Like everything he said had been practiced. He moved into our house pretty quickly. Within a week, he had claimed the basement, said he needed space for his tools and his projects. He changed the lock on the basement door and wouldn't let anyone go down there, ever. It wasn't just the lock, it was the smell. Sometimes the sour, metallic odor would waft up through the vents at night. I'd ask him about it and he'd just smile and say, "Old pipes, kiddo." He always called me kiddo. I hated it. One night, around 2:30 a.m., I woke up to this low humming sound, like a machine or maybe a saw. I crept out of my room and realized it was coming from the basement. I put my ear to the door. The humming stopped immediately, like it knew I was there. The next morning, Roy made pancakes. He never made pancakes. He smiled too wide and said, "Sleep well, kiddo?" I didn't answer. A few weeks later, he and my mom went out of town for the weekend. I knew it was my only chance. I found the spare key hidden in his jacket. I waited until night, heart racing, and unlocked the basement door. The stairs were covered in plastic tarp, like the kind they use in crime scenes or butcher shops. There were chains bolted to the walls, an old refrigerator humming in the corner, and something that looked like a workbench stained dark red. Inside the fridge, I found jars full of things I don't want to describe. Some of them had names written on masking tape. None of them were mine. But there was one jar that just said kiddo. I ran. I called the cops. They took him away. Turns out Roy had been using different names in different states for over a decade. Missing persons followed him like shadows. My mom was in shock for weeks. She never forgave herself for not asking more questions. It's been years since then. I moved far away, but sometimes I swear I still hear that humming sound in my dreams. And sometimes, when I check the mail, I find a letter with no return address. Inside, just one word. Kiddo.